privilege and honor of knowing through the beautiful game of lacrosse. I first met Jim in 2009 when I began coaching the Junior Blues. From that moment, it was clear that Jim was one of the kindest people who you could ever meet and a true wealth of knowledge. He spent countless hours talking about lacrosse, about the Tier 2 division, standout players, and young talent rising through the ranks. Jim was the first to warmly welcome me into the division and later became a constant source of support in my role as Tier 2 Commissioner. In 2011, I had the proud honor of presenting Jim with the Tier 2 trophy when the Edmonton Wizards won the division and the provincials 2-0 against Medicine Hat Sun Devils. Lacrosse season truly revolved around the Wizards for Jim. He gave everything he had to support them and to help grow the game we all love. In 2015, Jim had to step away from lacrosse due to health issues, and it was a sad day for all of us. The arena was never quite the same without him. Jim earned the respect of everyone in Tier 2 North, teams, coaches, and fans alike, because he treated everyone with genuine kindness and respect. Jim Andrews was a legend in every sense of the word, and he will be deeply missed. Please, let's take a moment to honor Jim. Please stand, remove your hats for the singing of O Canada.
Well, good afternoon and welcome inside the NetSource Center, rink number 2. My name is Keenan, bringing you all the action this afternoon from game number 3 of the Tier 2 crossover weekend. This game between the Sylvan Lake Yetti and the Calgary Axemen. Previous game in this arena, the Warriors and the Stingers ended up going into overtime, a battle that would see the Warriors come out victorious 10-9. Currently over on the other rink, the Renegades and the Rage. You can catch that game live right here on NetFront Sports. Hot off the draw. Battle for it. For the loose ball. Finally going to be won by the Yetti. As the Yetti are going to move it back left to right. The Yetti wearing the white with the orange and the blue. The Axemen wearing their dark blues with the light blue trim. Yetti around the outside looking for a quick shot. That one's going to go wide of the net. As to be driven into the close side corner. Ball still loose as the Axemen finally come away with it. Axemen up through center, slowed down by Boyd. The Axemen looking to set something up. There's going to be a delayed penalty coming up to the Yetti. The Axemen going to play some 6-on-5 here momentarily. As the Axemen look to cut in, second chance opportunity. That one also goes wide. Axemen maintain possession. Got a fresh 30-second shot clock to work with on the delayed penalty. Another shot goes wide. Maintained by the Axemen. That shot hits a body en route to the net, I believe, of a teammate. As Calgary maintains possession, and a backdoor goal by the Axemen puts them up by one early on the delayed penalty. Off the draw, Axemen win it cleanly back. Up in center. Looking to go down low, hard shot. That one stopped up by the goaltender. As loose ball comes cross center. Ball knocked loose. Axemen regaining, looking for a lane to cut it down low. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to make something happen fast as they're going to cut in. Gets the shot off and drops down to make the stop is Shar. The Yetti across the half. Looking to mount an offensive for the first time in this period and in this game. But the Axemen not really letting them get past. As now the Yetti finally find a lane in and just drilled down to the floor. Looking to cut in, now gets a shot off. Was Grondin. It's now Sylvan Lake. Looks to come back the other way. Sylvan Lake slowing it down. Sylvan Lake rips one on net and stopped by Taylor. Back in center, ball loose. Axemen scoop it towards the Yetti zone and pick it up. Wait for all the reinforcements to make the changes. Axemen still holding. Chance opportunity, maybe. No, not going to get it. Now back down the other way. They're going to call it an over and back. Now the Yetti look to go to work. Just over 5 gone by in this one. Axemen leading 1-0. Winding, firing. Good shot. But stopped by Taylor. Calgary looking to go back right to left, and that pass ended up in the stick of nobody. Went all the way down the floor. Spin move. And a hard shot from down low that ends up going off the backboard and off the back of the net. As the shot clock comes to an expiry, as the Yetti look to push up. That 8 seconds is ticking by quickly, but they beat it just in time. Broken stick on the play. As a hard shot gets stopped down low. Looking to scoop it up maybe. As possession will be awarded back to Sylvan Lake. Sylvan Lake does get a shot off, looking for a second opportunity, third opportunity, maybe fourth now almost. And hard shot and finds its way through traffic past Jonas Taylor, and the Yetti tie this game at ones. Yetti win it off the draw. Just trying to get past a couple of Axemen defenders that were all over it. That one bounces right in front of the net. And the Yetti moving quickly back left to right. Now slowing down. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Checking for the reinforcements. Ankerstein. Had a bit of a stick in the hands there. No penalty on the play as a low shot by Sigfusson. And that one just got dumped down by Ankerstein right at the end there as the shot clock came down to its expiry. Up through center. They can't beat the 8 seconds. So it's going to go back to the Yetti as bounces off an Axemen's foot. The Yetti looking to set up outside, hard shot. Catches a, thought it caught a piece of the goaltender. Apparently not. And it's looking to move down. Axemen trying to get the stick out from underneath the Yetti is drilled into the boards. And the Yetti bring it back over. Shot after the 30-second shot clock violation. Axemen back right to left. Nelson looking for some help, goes down low, far side corner. Looking to cut back up front. I think that pass is intended for Morneau, but got knocked off of it. Now the Yetti breakaway opportunity here and puts it just wide of the net. That ball's going to bounce right into center ice, or center floor, sorry. I've been watching a little too much hockey recently, it seems. Getting too used to it as the Yetti with another breakaway opportunity here. Another stop by the Axemen. Now in center. The Axemen spinning it around. Looking up high, down low, just shovel shot by Morneau. Nice opportunity there, and nice job by Char to read that the whole way as bodies are being flung everywhere. Looking for the loose ball, and that will be the 8 seconds. Axemen, and there's going to be a tripping penalty coming up here on the play. So it is going to be an Axemen penalty for 2 minutes here. So the Yetti are going to get the first look on the power play. As it's going to get started by Sigfusson. Passing around the outside. Yetti looking to set it up. Sigfusson. Shot. Went just wide, but regained, and a nice shot opportunity again through some traffic. That time by Ankerstein. As now the Axemen trying to move it up quickly, but knocked loose by the Yetti. And the Yetti have 3-on-2 shot that goes out and almost takes out our cameras. And there'll be the media timeout, goaltender water break of the first. 9:46 to play here in the first. 1-1 we sit. Yetti will come out of this break with a minute 29 of power play time remaining. The Axemen going to have possession coming out of the media timeout. As moving it down and driven into the boards was Grondin. Knocked loose. Yetti going to move it back. It's about 1-on-4 here as the Yetti try to get back on the floor. Just keep in mind the Yetti on a power play still for another minute on the outside. Looking to fire one through some traffic maybe, and does. That one goes off the back as the shot clock will come to an expiry. Axemen ball. Back through center. Now down low. Nelson rubbed out along the boards, but could turn to Chuck. Breaks free. Holding up high. 25 seconds to kill. With only 8 left on the shot clock, the Axemen got to take a shot here, and they got to make it happen fast if they want to kill even more time. Doesn't get it off quite in time. So it's going to be awarded to the Yetti. 8:30 to play in the first. Now down low, Yetti moving it around. As the penalty is going to come to an expiry, we're back even. Shot on net. Yetti regaining. Looking to find another, maybe no. 2-on-2 battle along the boards, won by Calgary. And that one is going to get popped up into the Calgary bench. Yetti is going to get a possession off of this one. Yetti looking to move it up. In fact, it moves back slightly before they get a shot off. That one goes off the side. He's now looking to cut in and just driving in. There'll be a goal on the play. And the Yetti will get that one to count. What an absolute drive into the net. As Axemen head coach Daryl Knight just looking for a quick explanation. He couldn't see something. It's referees having a discussion here before they're officially putting it on the board. They're going to call it back and award it to the Axemen here. They are saying he stepped in the crease. And what a break for Calgary here. As Calgary looks to just drive in here, getting a shot off. And the misfortunes of the Yetti turn into the fortunes of the Axemen. That one will for sure count. It is 2-1 Calgary. As referees having a discussion with a couple of the Yetti players here in center. Maybe giving just a slight explanation here. 7:25 to go here in the opening frame. Bit of a stalemate as Calgary's going to come away with it 2-on-1. They've got numbers. Quick shot, hits the iron. So that one ends up back in the middle. Calgary. Nice job slipping that one. Was Carter Boyd. As now the Yetti with possession. Katernichuk. Bounced off. Yetti looked for a quick 1-2. Strauss to Engelman. Missed Engelman's stick. Yetti going to try it again. But the 30-second shot clock, I believe, was not reset. There will be a penalty coming up on the play here. As the Axemen pick it up, it will be a Calgary penalty coming up. Shot 1-2. Well, the second one's going to go in. And the Yetti, off Johannesson, ties this game at 2s off the delayed penalty call. Just trying to break the stalemate. The Axemen again doing real good on the draws here. Having teammates coming in and scooping it up. There's going to be a penalty off the play for a cross check. Calgary is going to sit for 2 minutes. It'll be a 2-minute cross-checking penalty to Ryder Smith. With 5:15, woo, I can't talk today. 5:59 to go here in the first. Restarted. Sigfusson dishes off, down low. Ankerstein, cross floor pass, now back down low. Back up high. Behind the back pass. Shot Ankerstein. Looking second chance. The ball is just going to bounce right in front of Taylor, who scoops that one up and is going to dump it all the way down the floor, where it's going to be picked up by a Yetti. As Johnson passes off and goes for a change. Way to pick that one out of midair. Cross floor. Now back across again. And bouncing down low. Loose ball scramble behind the net. Won by Calgary. Ball knocked loose. Still a minute of power play time to go for the Yetti. Yetti looking for a pass, hit a body en route. There's going to be some extra pushing and shoving behind the play as now Calgary gains possession shorthanded. Right to left they come. King. Back, Podrasky. As Podrasky, Walinski. And a shot ended up getting stuck in Shar's equipment for a moment. Killed off some valuable time for the Axemen as that was a bit of a high stick there. No penalty on the play. It's now the Yetti looking backdoor potentially. Low shot looking 5-hole. Is now coming way out. Was Taylor to try and grab that. It did not work. The Yetti kept as there was a knee on knee. I'm not sure if they'll call that a trip. It looks like there is a ref arm in the air. And another delayed penalty goal for the Yetti. As once again, Johannesson finds the back of the net. The Yetti up 3-2. The Yetti have no. They're going to award possession here to the Axemen. I believe they're saying that it was just a little too much heat there off the draw. So the Axemen going to go to work with 3:20 left in the first here. Trailing 4-2, low shot. Stopped up by Shar. Axemen moving it quickly up through center, and I thought the ball may have actually hit the netting there, but maybe they're going to say that it was the stick. Nonetheless, play is going to continue as the Yetti bring it back in. Ball loose, picked up by the Axemen as they move back through center. Dished off Podrasky. Podrasky looking for the reinforcements. Trying to get a pick, maybe. He's going to just dish it down a little bit lower. Head to the power play. Axemen power play. 2:20 to go here in the first 2-minute power play commences. Goal here for Calgary cuts that lead in half. Again, still quite early in this game. But as I mentioned in the game with the Warriors and the Stingers, the Warriors went on a 5-goal run to basically start that game. So that you don't want to, as Calgary finds a way to score on the PK, on the power play. Is that you don't want to get down by too much too early. As the Axemen now bring it to a 4-3 game. As referees now having a discussion. I'm not sure if they're not sure who scored that goal or if they feel there should be something happening here. Referees actually are coming now over to the Yetti bench. Calling over head coach Hunter Thudium. This referee's having a chat with the head coach. Referee's just given the same instructions there to the Axemen bench before we get restarted. So 4-3, Yetti lead the Axemen. A minute 51 to go here in the opening frame. As they're going to call a jump start there for the Yetti. So it'll be Axemen ball. Minute 49. Down low, right out in front, wide open. Wasmore no. As player gets drilled down to the floor. And they end up finding a way to get it in. And now we're going to have a lot of extracurriculars after the goal. The Axemen did end up scoring it. It will be 4-4. And the Yetti are going to take a penalty here. This referee's now having a discussion over on the far side there, as you can see at the top of your screen. We'll see how many minutes this one will be. I'm unsure if they're only calling it 2. So minute 34 left in the first. Shots 13-12 in favor of the Yetti. So it's going to be a 5-minute penalty to the Yetti. 5-minute major. Minute 34 to go. As head coach Daryl Knight of the Axemen is yelling at the referees that it should be their ball. He's not going to get his way. So 4-4, 5-minute major assessed to Ryan Johnson as the Axemen tie this game late in the first. Scooped up by Calgary. As they're going to drop it down. Will Calgary take over this game right here, right now? Calgary back and forth a few times behind the net. They've got 5 seconds on the shot clock as they looked to go back door. However, Shar stands tall. As now the Yetti move through center. Player gets dropped and ball comes loose. As Morneau brings it in. He's got help on the other side. Shot stopped up by Shar. That ball loose. Picked up again by Calgary. There's a delayed penalty on the play. With 25 seconds to go here. Delayed call coming up to the Yetti. As that one gets ripped on net, Axemen maintain possession. As the Calgary bench is telling the players to call a timeout, but they are not. 6 seconds left. They're not going to have the time for it. They rip one on net. And that will do it for the first. Back and forth we go in the first 20, but we sit tied at 4s through it all. Coming into the second period, it will be a 5-on-3. So they're going to call it 2-minute slashing on the Yetti. So the Axemen will have 2 minutes 5-on-3 coming out of the first intermission. You're watching NetFront Sports. We appreciate you watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell to be notified every time we go live all weekend long here at Crossover Weekend. My name is Keenan. We'll be back with the second momentarily. Well, welcome back to NetFront Sports. My name is Keenan. Second period action about to get underway here between the Sylvan Lake Yetti and the Calgary Axemen here at Junior B Tier 2 crossover weekend. Through the first 20 minutes, a very back and forth affair. 4-4 is where we sit through those 20. The Sylvan Lake Yetti taking a 5-minute major in the dying minutes of the first, as well as now a 2-minute penalty right at the end of the period. So we'll play a bit of 5-on-3 lacrosse for a little bit as everybody goes and thinks about their sins of the first. Ball is down, we're underway. Yetti losing the initial possession. Playing 5-on-3 again for these first 2 minutes of the period. It's the Axemen playing 4 down, 1 up. Trying to move it down low. And a nice shot from the Axemen looking to go far side. That one stayed out. Calgary moving it around, looking backdoor, and they strike. Braden Nelson with the Axemen goal makes it 5-4. So that takes off. As they move it into the zone, looking to cut around and loses possession to Ankerstein, who moves fast up. That one gets popped free from an Axemen stick. But maintaining possession are the Yetti. 1-on-4 opportunity. And that ball is going to bounce pretty deep down. Then it's going to be an over and back. Calgary diving play. And they're going to say no goal, even though it went in. Just stepped in the crease. Yetti along the far boards. Knocked down. Player still down here on the play. You see him getting up. Katarenchuk, I believe that is. Went down pretty hard after getting driven in along the boards there. NetFront Sports will be back shortly. So back up under his own power with the help of a couple teammates, which is great to see. So we're back underway. Axemen still have another 30 seconds of 5-on-3 time to work with. As they're passing around the outside. And looking for another backdoor opportunity there. Good attempt. This ball currently loose, and that one's just shoveled in as the Axemen push in, and that will do it for the 30-second shot clock. That will be a violation, so it will be the Yetti ball. As the minor penalty expires, it's 5-on-4 now for another minute 40. Yetti spinning around, trying to push in. Knocked loose by the Axemen as they're going to streak up the floor. That's Dorans. Dorans pass across, and that one goes just a little bit wide as that one ended up hitting the roof. That will be Yetti ball. Takes a slash and a bit of a reverse hit. Ball stays with the Yetti as they bounce it just a couple inches too wide. And they keep it. Still on the PK for another 55 seconds. That shot was all the way down the floor. Shot clock will expire. Axemen possession. Axemen around the outside. Looking to catch somebody off kilter. Back and forth a few times behind. Now back across. That one was picked off en route. They do end up getting a shot off just barely in time as the Yetti pick this one up and streak up the floor. Nice job slipping that shot there. And they're going to call it an 8-second violation, which he was just barely a step behind. Axemen move in as the penalty has expired. We're back to even strength. Back up high, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Calgary far side board shot goes off the backboard and sitting on the back of the net. That one just going to be simply scooped up by Shar. That one now down low, looking, streaking in, getting a shot off, and had a wide open net and ended up just putting it an inch too far. That one got nothing but the post. It's the Axemen breakaway opportunity here. Shot off, and Shar stonewalls. Loose ball up in center. That one will not be over and back as that was last touched by a Yetti. Calgary fires one that goes just wide and all the way back down into the Axemen zone. Just over 5 minutes gone by here in the second. Yetti getting a shot off. Looking to wind up, get around 2, maybe 3 defenders, and uses the bodies to the advantage. And that's going to be a 5-5 tie. It's the Yetti using the multitude of bodies in front of the net to create the screen. It's the Yetti gain possession. Nice little jump, spin move, looking to get something on net. and somehow does. Second chance opportunity, looking to go high over the net, and they're going to say that they stepped in the crease, and it will be Axemen possession. As the Yetti will pick off that pass, and they'll go back down with the numbers, looking right in front and trying to go to the far side. That one was stopped. Up through center. Axemen moving up. Circling back is Dorans. And the pass out in front, since they're going to call that and award possession back to the Axemen. The Axemen, hard shot looking for a rebound. As now that one rolls all the way back down to goaltender Jonas Taylor. Yetti looking to regain the lead. Get a shot off fresh 30. Pass off, Belanger. Belanger with it, gets the shot, and scores! Zaxton Belanger with that shot gets most but not all of the goaltender, and the Yetti lead this game 6-5. Yetti, nice little spin move to regain possession. They've got the numbers back the other way, looking for a quick shot. Where the Yetti don't get all of it as they try to keep them from moving forward. The Axemen regain possession, move it back left to right. Trying to spin off his man. And back him in is King. King, Morneau. Morneau passes off. Looks to regain as it was a half shot, half pass there. As Shar will just simply pass that one to a teammate, who will bring it back into the Axemen territory. Axemen looking to try and strip the Yetti as the Yetti push in. There's going to be a penalty coming up on the play to the Axemen. As the Yetti look to just push their way in, and now there'll be some extra shoving after. And Calgary going to sit for two. Looks like it's actually going to be 4 minutes here. 2 for a hit from behind and 2 for a cross check. It's going to be 4 minutes of penalties here. So the Yetti have an opportunity here to start building up a lead. Looking back door, hesitated for a little bit too long. There's some extra pushing and shoving behind the play as that one gets knocked loose. And the Axemen somehow gain possession, and they will call it a goal. The Axemen with a short-handed goal. As Wyatt Dorans beats 2 separate Yetti defenders. Dives across the crease and bounces it off the floor and in. And just like that, we're tied at 6s. They're going to award possession to the Axemen, who were running in, and another goal in quick succession. And the Axemen with 2 shorthanded goals, only seconds apart. First one from Dorans, this one from Smith. Loose off the draw. Axemen scoop it up. Keeping it in the middle. Is now the Axemen with the lead, looking to get maybe a little more methodical with this approach. Run and gun has seemed to be working, but how long can you keep it up? A couple players get tied up, and maybe each of them were looking for a penalty. They're not going to get one. No one's going to get one, in fact. As the Yetti bring it in. 11 minutes to play here in the second. Pass off. As Sigfusson and Ankerstein keep trying to fake each other, or use each other to fake out the Axemen. As through the traffic, the Yetti throw one on net. And by the grace of God, it goes in. It's Elliot Wise with that one. We were tied at 4s, tied at 6s, now tied at 7s. 10:44 to go in the second. And still 2 minutes left on the penalty. As the Axemen now look for another fast break goal, and that one Shar was able to read. Ball loose, scooped up by the Yetti. Now up into center. That one was trying to get past, and that's cut off by Bernand. As Bernand holds it in the far side corners, he's going to just cut across the crease. I think Shar felt he was in the crease. I don't believe he actually stepped in there. As Bernand gets driven down, there's going to be a penalty actually coming up on the play. As there's going to be some pushing and shoving here. Referee trying to get right in the middle of it. As the Yetti will now sit for a couple. It's going to be a 2-minute cross check. And we'll get our goaltender water break here for the second. Once again, thank you for tuning into NetFront Sports. My name is Keenan, bringing you all the action here from rink number 2, which is the main rink here in Sylvan Lake. We've also got games over on rink 1. We apologize for the technical issues over on rink 1. There's something with the internet connection over there that's just not cooperating with us. We are actively trying to solve it. So if you have been trying to watch any games from Rink 1, I believe the only game there so far today has been the Renegades and the Rage. We apologize for those issues. We are actively resolving those. Well, if you enjoy what you're seeing here, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell. Be notified every time we go live. Not just here at Crossover Weekend, but all season long for the North Division in Junior B Tier 1. That is the Crude Rebels, Outlaws, Warriors, as well as the Calgary Chill down in the South Division. We've got the Drillers and Senior Drillers, as well as the Saints from Alberta Major Female. So be sure to follow us here on YouTube. You can also follow us on Instagram and X at NetFront_sports. As the penalties are up on the clock, ball is in play and we're back underway. Axemen, little spin move. Trying to shake off his man right now is Grondin. That ball gets knocked loose and picked up by the Axemen. Finds its way back to Grondin up high. Grondin rips one on net, hits a body en route, picks up his own rebound. 4-on-4 we're playing right now for about another 40 seconds, as that one is going to go all the way down the floor and will be Yetti ball. As the Yetti trying to push their way in. Little spin move and shovel shot. That one will be settled down by Taylor. Up through middle. And that one's going to go all the way down the floor, practically behind Shar. It's the Axemen through center. There's going to be a penalty coming in the process. It's knocked down. There's a couple extra shots taken over and over and over. Yetti wants another penalty as they will finally call the penalty here. So the Axemen going to take two subsequent penalties, an illegal substitution and a slash. So we will play 4-on-3 for 18 seconds until the Yetti come out of the box, and it will be a long 5-on-3 power play. As the first of the two penalties to the Axemen will come off the clock. So now we're back even strength, 4-on-4 for 9 seconds. 8-7, Yetti lead. Axemen winning the draw. And the Yetti knock it free. This player gets knocked down. The Axemen slipping one shot, can't slip from the other two. As takes a stick up high, there is going to be a penalty on the play to the Yetti. As it's going to be a 5-minute major, and his second 5-minute major gets him tossed out of this game. That is Ryan Johnson done for the day. A bit of 4-on-4 lacrosse for the next minute 10. The Axemen will have a while to work with here, as they are going to diving shot, put it in. The Axemen tie this game at 8. There's still another minute and 2 seconds of 4-on-4 time. That's an absolute stalemate on that faceoff. Scooped up by the Axemen, as it's going to be a one-on-one situation, and it's going to elect to pull back with it is Bernand. Bernand looking to get around his man. Tries to throw it towards the front of the net. Had Shar beat, but the ball wasn't in the vicinity of the net. Still another 30 seconds of 4-on-4 to play. As the Axemen rip one on net just wide. That's going to go up into the netting and be Yetti ball. 6:28 to go here in the second. Losing his footing, Ankerstein. Quick to get up. Still holds and maintains possession. 10 seconds left on the 4-on-4. For it's about 3.5 minutes of power play time for the Axemen. It's a diving shot. Goes just wide. And the Axemen look to move it back quickly left to right. They're going to send it right through center. Now down low with it still. They have a man backdoor. That ball just sitting there. So that one is going to keep moving. Slash along the hands. Moves through center. Yetti in the Axemen territory with it. Kill off some time if they can. They got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Just holding it and finally fires one on net. As the Axemen regain. Slowing it down. Grondin. Letting everybody get set up. At the top with it. Now pass onto the far side boards. Back up top. Looking to rip one on net and does. That one gets turned aside. Kept by Calgary. They try to maintain possession. Player falls to get knocked down, and Grondin going to try and settle it down a little bit. Still another 2 minutes of power play time. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Up top. Fires one on. That one is going to go just wide for a shot clock expiry as the ball goes all the way down into Calgary's territory. 4:28 to play in the second. Minute 55 remaining on the 5-minute major. And shots currently favoring the Axemen 27-25. Far side corner. Whistle blows just before it skirts free, and they're going to award this ball to Calgary. Axemen through center. Now cutting back around. And dropping in. Hard shot. Hits the stick of Shar. Grondin picks it back up for Calgary. Podrasky. Couple passes later. Down low. Now back up high. Hard shot. Goes off a player and wide. That one pops free up into a Yetti stick. And now the Yetti moving in and scores! Short-handed opportunity for the Yetti on the breakaway. And they regain the lead 9-8. off the draw. Calgary gets possession. Looking for a behind-the-back pass. Axemen maintain. Down low. Sharp angle shot. Was off the back. They keep no shot clock resets as 10 seconds left. Down low, up high. Hard shot beats Shar, but doesn't quite beat the goal line. It went almost the entire distance. They were looking for an outlet pass to Monroe, who's down low. Monroe, though, picks up the loose ball. Looks and sees what he's got working for him. His penalty about to come to an expiry. And we're back 5-on-5 now for the first time in quite a while in this game, it feels like. Looking to bounce it off the floor from a pretty sharp angle. Misses everything. And Calgary's going to move it back up. Grondin holds. Runs it in. Spin move to try and get around defender number 2. Pass up high. 11 seconds on the shot clock. As Grondin cuts in, gets a shot off. Gets a shot clock reset. Under 2 minutes to play now in the second. As for some reason, one of the shot clocks I think the referees called this one because one of the 2 shot clocks did not reset properly. So the Axemen will get a full reset here. Minute 42 to go in the second. Gets around, shot on. Shar scoops that up. Yetti moving back right to left. Down low, deep. Was Wise looking for another good opportunity. Little spin move. Into the zone now. Ball gets knocked loose. Strong play on the stick by the Yetti. As that ball bounces pretty far down. Last minute of the second. 5 seconds on the shot clock. As the Yetti bounce one on net. They get a reset, but it's not going to matter. No rebound to try and shoot. As that one goes really far down. As the Axemen cutting in now. Maybe looking for a diving shot. No. Passes off instead. Hard shot goes wide. Second chance opportunity. Gets a piece of it. Another shot hits the post. And Calgary is going to call a timeout with 22.9 on the game clock here in the second. So the Axemen going to go with an empty net here for the final 22.9. As they look to try and tie this game back up going into the third. Holding up high. They're going to slowly walk it in. 10 seconds left. Calgary will start to run their play here. Looking to the far side here, and it ended up missing the stick. And Not going to matter because that's going to do it for the second. So through 40 minutes here in the NetSource Center, 9-8, Yetti have the lead over the Axemen. My name is Keenan. You're watching NetFront Sports. We'll be back with the third very shortly. Welcome back inside the NetFront Center. Third period action. Axemen and Yettis through the first 40 minutes. The Yettis have the 9-8 advantage over the Axemen in a very hotly contested back and forth matchup. As the Yetti take a quick shot that gets stopped by the goaltender. And now the Axemen try and come back with one of their own, and Shar able to make the stop. As the Yetti move it across the half. And trying to move it in down low. Right now out at the far side boards. And hard shot stopped by Taylor. This ball is going to roll all the way back into neutral territory. And finally gets scooped up by a Yetti. Right out up high. Trying to push through a couple defenders. Bouncing shot. Now the Yetti wind, rip one. And that one catches some iron. Reset for the Yetti. There's wide open floor. And they're going to call possession to the Axemen just before the ball goes in the net. Unlucky break for the Yetti. Axemen through center. Slowing it down. Dished off to Morneau. Holding. Ballantyne gives it off. It's Nelson. Podrasky. Shot goes just wide. It's now the Yetti. Look to move up. Quick shot. And that one gets all of the goaltender and stays out. Yetti regain. Looking to try and cut through, getting a low shot that goes just wide and ends up sitting on the back of the net. As that ball rolls over the half. And Yetti regain possession. Spin move. Shook off a couple defenders. So the Yetti are actually one man short on the floor. There they go. They got the fifth one out there now. Just trying to push his way through. The hard shot goes just wide, and a little bit of extra stick stuff going on there behind the play. Nonetheless, play continues. It's the Axemen. It's a penalty coming up to the Yetti. Axemen look to tie it here on the delayed penalty call. Ball loose, picked up again. Ballantyne. Shots, and that will be the 30-second shot clock expiring. And penalty to the Yetti. It's going to be a 2-minute tripping call. So the Axemen back on the power play. 16:30 to play, 9-8 Yetti lead. The Axemen not down and out yet. Up high. Passing around the top of the circle. Looking to set up. Hard shot goes just wide. That one's going to bounce up into the benches. Will be awarded to the Yetti. Wherever they will be right here, right near the center. Yetti looking to set up shorthanded. Trying to back his man down, but going the opposite way he would like to. So Wise decides to just shake him off completely. Killing a lot of time. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. As that ball gets knocked loose. Axemen pick it up. Through center. Slowing it down. It's Nielsen. As the Axemen look to set up. 40 seconds of power play time to go. Moving around up at the top now. Hard shot stopped by Shar. Now through center. As the Yetti get a shot off regardless. Second chance opportunity, yes. Teammate comes in, scoops up the loose ball. Yetti killing off a lot of time here. As they're going to look back door and fake it out and go for the shot on the close side. As the penalty comes to an expiry. It's back 5-on-5. It's the Axemen with possession. Cross floor. Looking to cut in. Diving shot, maybe. No. Stepped in the crease and Shar with the stop. So that's going to be an 8-second violation. The Axemen will go right back on the offensive, already in the zone. Is cutting in and bouncing shot right in front of the goaltender. It's driven hard in by a couple of Axemen as they regain 2-on-0 opportunity and fumbled it. Fell out of the stick. As the Yetti bring it up. Slowed down low. Looking to cut into the middle and a back shot. Looking to go back where he already came from. Did not happen as ball gets knocked loose. Yetti with it. Shot looking on the far side, trying to pick that top corner far side. Didn't end up working out. It's the Axemen come in. Dished off. Now down low. Pass missed. Regained by the Yetti. Back through center. Just under 13 to play. Just avoids the over and back. Winding. Maybe firing. No. Second. Had to get around the defender first. That one, another shot fired wide. That one's going to bounce. I thought it was going to actually bounce into the benches. It did not. It stayed on the floor. Over this will be Axemen ball. 12.5 to play. Yetti lead 9-8. Up top, now down low. As player gets driven down to the ground, basically head first, as the Yetti have a breakaway opportunity here. The Axemen cut it off, and it will be a delayed penalty coming up to the Axemen. As the Yetti try and get another delayed penalty goal. Hard shot goes just wide. Another shot, that one hits. And they're going to say that it was a 30-second shot clock violation. It should not have been reset. And if I'm the Yetti, I am absolutely livid at that one. As the Axemen are going to take a 5-minute cross check. So the Yetti have a chance to pull away now. On the 5-minute major as it gets deflected in off a defender, I believe. And the Yetti are the first to strike double digits. It's 10-8. Now, sometimes even the strange goals, well, let me put it this way. The strange goals count for the same amount that a normal goal counts for. It's not every day you see a deflection like that. Nonetheless, the Yetti will take full advantage of it. They're up by 2 on the Axemen. Yetti win the possession. Looking for another quick goal. Quick shot. That ball sits loose. Trying to pick it up. Player gets knocked down. So they're going to award the possession right to the Yetti now off of that. Yetti looking back door, trying to bounce it in 5-hole, and just diving on it is Taylor. Doesn't want to risk anything. As the Yetti just trying to make sure they can't get past the 8 seconds, and they did not get it. So it's Yetti possession. As they're trying to figure out who to send out. They're saying righty, righty, righty. So they send out Belanger, already with 1 in this game. As back doors, that one bounces basically just on the goal line and out. Game of inches. Yetti still with the possession. Up top, and a floater shot. Now looking for another hard one. That one goes wide. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Yetti got to get one on net, and another one doesn't, and just absolutely tackled. Don't know who that was that got tackled there. I believe it was Ankerstein. Regardless, play continues. Axemen. Looking to find their way around, kill off some time. Still 3:20 left in the major for cross-checking as a behind the back, or behind the goal shot, diving. Didn't get anywhere. Yetti bring it through center. They slow it down, still 3 minutes of power play time to work with, to Wise. Wise checks for the reinforcements. As the Yetti are still missing one player. They finally have now 5-on-4. Got a shot off, and now another shot. Gained the rebound again. Yetti looked to slow it down. Things were getting a little crazy there. Back and forth a few times. They actually faked me out right there. Not once, but twice. That's embarrassing. As Yetti player gets knocked down. And the 30-second shot clock will expire. Axemen ball, 9 minutes to play. It's knocked down. There'll be another knockdown. As possession will change to the Yetti. As they will get a goaltender water break here. So we've crossed the halfway point of the third. 10-8, Yetti lead over the Axemen. Still another 2:07 of power play time to go. You're watching NetFront Sports. So Yetti possession, 8:52 to play. That gets brought into the zone. Yetti around the outside. Look to capitalize at least one more time. His hard shot goes wide, and that one's going to bounce all the way up and hits the netting up here. Some days I'm very glad that I am protected by this netting. It's the Axemen right along where the blue line would be if ice was in this building. Now up in center. Passing back down low, still a minute 35 to kill off. 2-on-1 in the corner. Axemen come out with it. Shot up into the netting. That one gets sent all the way down. The Yetti picked that one off. Checking the clock, see what they got to work with. Jumped and got knocked down, and another player goes down. Hard shot. That one saved. Axemen looking through center. That one's picked off by the Yetti. And it's going to be awarded to the Yetti as well. 8 seconds of power play time remains. So the Yetti look to wind up and fire. They're going to try and get one right here as the penalty comes to an expiry. Low shot. Gets past the goaltender, but not the post. It's the Yetti with it. Hard shot hits the crest, and that one does not roll in. It's the Axemen back. Now looking in front. And the Axemen get stripped of it by the Yetti as they try to move it back up. The Axemen strip it right back. Looking down low. Look as the shot clock will come to an expiry. Yetti will get possession. Up through center. A couple players collide. Axemen pick it up. Now running right through center. It's going to be a wide open opportunity. And it goes in. Galinsky saw his opportunity and he took it. The Axemen now climb back within one with 4:55 to play. .38-37 shots currently in favor as the referee is giving one of the players a penalty on the Yettis from the bench. He was chirping the referee. So the Yetti now take a 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So the Axemen, 4:55 to play, down by one, 2-minute power play. Let's see what they can do. Had one game in this arena already go to overtime today as the Warriors defeated the Stingers this morning, 10-9. Will the Yetti and Axemen make it 2 for 2? Scooped up by the Yetti below their own goal line. Brought in through center, down low now. Spin move, trying to shake off his man. Cuts back. Cross floor. Holding it, slowing it down are the Yetti. Now gets bumped, and the Axemen regain. Little spin move. Axemen looking to set up. Still a minute of power play time, under 4 to play. It's Axemen up high. Now hard shot. Stopped by Shar. Maybe the second one too. Both were stopped. It's the Yetti just trying to drive their way through traffic, and they do. To be a 2-on-1 opportunity here for the Yetti. They're going to elect to hold it and not force anything. Not a good time to make mistakes if you're the Yetti. You're up by 1. Don't have any insurance at the current moment. In the dying minutes, hard shot, stopped. This ball goes into the close side corner. Now run through center. Slow down in the Yetti zone now by the Axemen. Now to Grondin. Grondin up front. Was a hard shot by Morneau, who almost looked like he was getting a bit of a stick to the face there. This Yetti player goes down. And shot clock will come to an expiry. But there is going to be a penalty on the play to the Yetti. We had a 2-minute cross check to the Yetti. They've killed off one. Can they kill off one more? Yetti still up by 1. But the Axemen, with all the momentum, and 2 minutes of power play time to make it happen with just over 2.5 to play. Grondin back and forth with Smith up top. Smith. Grondin. Now down low. Down below the goal line. A couple back and forths. Now up high, hard shot. Stopped by Shar. As that one comes out, they do get a fresh 30 to work with. As we come down the stretch. It's the Axemen trying to scoop it back, I believe is Grondin. He does. Now up high. Smith. Shot. Stopped by Shar. Smith regains again. Trying to spin around, falls down, gets a shot off still. The Axemen, another opportunity. That one's going to go wide. Another shot, scores! And the Axemen tie this game at 10s with 96 seconds to play in regulation. So 10-10. We're tied. Do we head to an overtime? We're about to find out. Sylvan Lake picks it up. Dishes up through center. Slowing it down. Minute 15. There's a couple of slashes there on the play. He's trying to push his way in. Does. There's an arm up in the air. And it's not going to matter. The delayed penalty call. They're actually saying no goal. They're saying he stepped in the crease. They are saying he stepped in the crease, no goal, and they're going to call the penalty. Referees, I believe, will have a discussion here. So the Axemen going to get a 2-minute penalty rather than the Yetti being up 11-10. I mean, if you're the Axemen, you're glad that that's the scenario. If you're the Yetti, well, you're rightfully peeved. 1 minute to play in regulation time. 10-10, we sit. Yetti on the power play. Make or break. That one just bounces out of the stick. The Axemen regain back the other way, driven hard into the boards, trying to shove him back over the line. He's not going to be able to, as the Axemen just dump it down. As the Yetti are going to call a timeout here with 28.0. .0 on the clock. Axemen still in the box for a minute 26. That penalty will roll over to overtime if the Yetti do not score here. Once again, my name is Keenan, and thank you so much for tuning in here on NetFront Sports for Tier 2 crossover weekend live from Sylvan Lake, NetSource Center. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Notified every time we go live. All throughout crossover weekend and throughout the season from the North and the South divisions. In fact, there's 2 games not from Sylvan Lake tonight. There's the Calgary Chill in action in Junior B Tier 1, as well as the Beaumont Outlaws Senior B action. Our first Senior B action of the year right here on NetFront Sports. Be sure to subscribe. There's 28 seconds to go. Yetti on the power play, looking to make something happen. The Yetti look to set something up. Looking, scores! And the Yetti backdoor goal. Elliot Wise on the power play with 14.1 to go in regulation. Puts the Yetti up 11-10. Axemen are going to look. As a timeout is going to be called by the Axemen bench with 2.9 on the clock. They might add a couple seconds on here. As referee's going to go over to the scorekeeper's box. Said they will reset this clock to 7 seconds, so they'll put an additional 4 up there. So 7 seconds for the Axemen to tie this game and send it to overtime. Axemen, far side, up at the top, looking for a shot, looking down low. That one turned aside, and that's the game. The Sylvan Lake Yetti make it pay off. And your final score in this one is the Sylvan Lake Yetti 11, Calgary Axemen 10. Once again, we thank you for tuning in here to NetFront Sports. Be sure to stay right here with us right now over on the other rink. We have the Sherwood Park Titans and Calgary Bandits. So be sure you can tune into that one. That one, play-by-play by Eric. And another game coming up here shortly will be the Tier 2 Crude versus the Foothills Spurs. That game will be coming up in about 23 minutes' time. So be sure not to go anywhere. We thank you for tuning in to NetFront Sports. Once again, your final score for game number 3 of crossover weekend: the Sylvan Lake Yetti 11, the Calgary Axemen 10.